welcome back to the MCM Outdoor Show. In this short instructional video, I'm going to tell you how I wax my Fjallraven G-1000 Garments. I'm lucky enough to own a few items of gear made by Fjallraven or Fjallraven, however you want to pronounce it, and they are made out of various fabrics. The items I'm going to be talking about today are the anorak number 8, the Vida Pro trousers and the Woodsman Cap, which are made out of G-1000 Eco and G-1000 Heavy Duty respectively. I'm going to be showing you how to wax these items. Now in theory you can wax any item of outdoor clothing as long as it's made out of cotton and not synthetic fabric such as polyester. A couple of considerations to note prior to waxing your garments: you're not going to make them fully waterproof, you're going to make them more water resistant, you're going to make them last longer, adds a layer of protection onto the garment. And one thing to note as well, whenever you wax your garment, you're obviously going to affect the breathability of it because you're blocking up the pores in the fabric. So I want to show you how to wax your garments. There's a lot of misconceptions out there, there's some confusion, and a lot of people think it's a bit of a nightmare to do and it's maybe more complicated than it is. I don't think that's the case. And as always, I'm not an expert, it's just how I do it. I've waxed these a couple of times, but I wanted to pass on how I do things to you. If you take something from it, it's fine. If you think I've done something wrong, well, that's fine also. This is just how I do it and it works for me. A couple of different ways to talk about first of melting the wax into your garment. You can either use an iron on a low heat setting. It tells you on the garment itself that you can actually use a camping stove, which I don't particularly like. I hold in your garment over the open flame of a stove, obviously not too close. In my opinion, that's fraught with danger, but obviously if you're out in the mountains for periods of time, you're not going to have an iron with you, and you're certainly not going to have a hairdryer with you, which leads me on to the third method of melting the wax into your garments, which I use, and that is using a hairdryer. So without waffling on too much, let's get straight into it. Let's show you how to wax your garments. I will show you how it's done, and then I'll talk about how you remove the wax, and then we'll wrap this one up. Okay folks, so here are the garments. We've got an anorak number 8, a Woodsman Cap and some Vida Pro trousers, all made out of Fjallraven's G-1000 material with a bit of G-1000 heavy duty. Doesn't matter, we can wax it all. So first of all, what we need is the wax itself. You don't have to use Fjallraven's wax, but I just do because, you know, it's made by the same company, and if you're spending a fair amount of money on some garments, I just want to use the same brand throughout. And this is it. It's got some instructions on the back. I'm not sure it'll focus there, but it's going to tell you what I'm going to tell you now. When you open the wax, it looks like a bar of soap. It's quite hard, but you will get a layer of it on your clothing, as I will demonstrate now. So that is it. They also make a nice canvas bag so that you can take it with you. In short, it's a bar of Greenland wax. It says handmade since 1968. Greenland wax is handmade according to Fjallraven's original formula. The recipe itself is secret, but the ingredients are simple: pure paraffin and high quality beeswax. There are no solvents or chemical additives. That makes Greenland wax a more environmentally friendly alternative than chemical based impregnation products. Obviously that fits in with Fjallraven's company ethos of looking after the environment and having minimal impact on the environment. So that's really nice as well. It's nice to know that you're using a product which is good for the environment. Let's show you how I wax, and I will start on the anorak. What I use is a hairdryer. I think that's the safest option. Obviously when you're out and about you cannot use this, so you're going to have to use the camping stove method, and clearly you're not going to have access to an iron on low heat. I use the hairdryer because it's not going to get wax on the base of my iron, and it's not going to cock up ironing for the rest of my clothes in daily life. So let's show you what to do. Okay, first of all, you're going to want to lay your garment out flat. You're going to want to work methodically. Now it's up to you which way you want to do this, but you can either start from the bottom to the top, top to bottom, do the body of the jacket first and then the arms. You just decide, find a method that is good for you and which works. One thing to note is, if you're using it on a flat surface, if you're rubbing the bar of wax across, things like zips and press studs underneath, that will attract a thicker layer of the wax and you will see white marks potentially in your garment which need a little bit more heat to melt. So it's best if you can maybe put a tea towel or a cloth over the metal parts and the zips, and then you won't get extra thick areas of wax and you can have a nice even layer. What Fjallraven recommend is high wear areas such as this, where your bum is, where you're going to be sat down, maybe put 2 layers on across there. The same with the elbows or the shoulder parts where you're going to have rucksacks on and things like that. That's going to need, they're areas of high wear and tear and they're going to need an extra layer. It's really simple. Watch this. Take your wax and you will have a working end. I've used both sides, but in future you're going to have a working end which creates a naturally beveled flat edge. As simple as this. Press it on your garment, not too much pressure, and just drag it across. Try not to overlap too much. Note where you've done it. Then move up. You can just about see a change in the colour of the fabric. Slight overlap, slight overlap, slight overlap. Same for the other side. 1, 2, 3. And that's what I said about the areas where there's bits of the garment underneath. You will see lines, etc. coming through. Seams, just use the edge a bit more, work it into there. And that is the base done. Now all we have to do is melt this into the fabric. So we've got our standard hairdryer. You can lower the heat setting onto medium or low. I just hold it a little bit higher and have it on high. And we're just going to gently wave the hairdryer over the fabric and we will see the wax melt in. Hopefully the camera's going to pick that up. I'll zoom in just a little bit more so that we can hopefully see it melting in. You can see the white on the fabric now. Not right up against it. Just slowly work, taking your time. And that is now starting to melt in. It's just a case of being patient. It's quite therapeutic actually. Right folks, that's taken me a couple of minutes and hopefully you can see. I know the light isn't particularly great because I'm in my kitchen diner, but all that wax has melted in. Now what you can do is repeat that process, put another layer of wax on, like I say, on the high wear areas. That's what I do. And then it's simply a case of methodically working your way up the whole garment and finishing on the arms. Now it's a little bit easier to do with flat items like this. Let's have a look at what I do for the Woodsman Cap. Okay everyone, we have the Woodsman Cap, which is obviously not flat. It's a lot harder to apply an even layer of wax on this, but starting from the inside of the peak, I mean you don't particularly have to wax that because it's not going to be exposed to the rain, but let's just do the peak for argument's sake. Now you can either use the bar on its lengthways, but makes it slightly easier just applying the wax into the stitching. You can see that it's a lot harder to get a nice flat even layer. There's no exact science to it, it's just a case of getting it on. The front, again, using your hand inside for some resistance, right around, paying particular attention to the seams. And it's just a case of working your way around the cap. Now you can see where I've applied the wax there. You can see the white sheen of the wax. Now you can just see now when I use the hairdryer how that melts away. Get your hairdryer on and hopefully you'll be able to see it melting away. Obviously move the bar of wax. Just hold it. About 10 centimetres away already. You can see that's starting to melt. As the hairdryer heats up, the wax reaches its melting point and starts to impregnate your garments. You can see it becomes shiny, starts to liquefy, and then impregnates the garment. That's just a bit of fluff. The side of the cap. There you go, that's melted in. And on the ear flaps. You don't need to worry about burning your garment, it's a hairdryer, don't worry about it. And there you go, it's all melted in. And your garment is now more water resistant. So that's it, I've just showed you how to apply the wax to your garments and how to melt it easily just using a hairdryer. There's no risk of anything catching fire, and that is my preferred method. I can do it this way before I head into the outdoors, and then I don't have to rely on holding expensive items of clothing over an open flame or a naked flame. That just sits a little bit better with me. I hope I've demonstrated how easy it is to do. It's quite relaxing and therapeutic, just take your time. You know, it's really relaxing to do. You're investing time into quality items of clothing. You're going to increase the longevity of your items of clothing, and you're going to make them more water resistant. Don't forget, like I said, you will decrease the breathability. You can wax any cotton items, like I've said, just not synthetic. So that's it, there's nothing to worry about. You're not going to damage your clothes, and you're not really going to get it wrong, are you? So I hope I've shown you how simple that is to do. The only other thing worth mentioning is, how do you remove the wax? It might be coming into spring and summer and you don't want a heavily waxed garment. Really simple, wash it at 40 degrees Celsius. You might have to do it twice to remove all the wax. It has a low melting point, and that will get your garments back to factory condition. Hope you've enjoyed this video, hope you found something useful about it. It doesn't have to be Fjallraven branded. You can wax any items of cotton outdoor clothing as long as they are not synthetic fibres or fabrics. If you have found this video useful, please do give it a thumbs up, and please write a comment. If you've got any further questions, you think I've done something wrong, let me know, because we're all learning all the time and we don't know it all, do we? Head over to our Facebook group and ask to join that, where there's a wealth of knowledge. There's also an MCM Outdoor Show Facebook page. I'm also on Instagram and I upload various pictures of the great outdoors. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and there will be lots more videos, gear reviews, instructional and tips videos, and plenty of MCM Outdoor Show content to come. Take care and go and write your own adventure.